This is going to be an extension of toxicity to give examples and a 3-part series. When looking for chaos, there are 2 extremely notable figures that use it to their benefit. I would argue one is better than the other, but they both use it better than people realize. Kanye West and Donald J. Trump. You see, our minds evolved to look for things out of the normal for our protection. Is it a threat or is it a safe space? If it appears to be a threat, you are programmed for fight or flight. So how do these 2 use it to their advantage? They both cause as much controversy to get attention. You see, anytime Kanye is affiliated with something like Hitler and the Nazis, he gets a lot of attention, likely to sell an album or something similar. Donald Trump, I believe, uses this tactic even better. He will slide extremely controversial things into his speeches so that the media breaks down in terror, saying, "You need to pay attention." The media also uses this same controversy to their advantage by displaying the controversial part, but not the actual messaging to get your attention. But who wins more out of this? Well, I think the 2024 election proves that it works better in Trump's favor. He may be written in history as the most influential person in history. Some say this is the art of the deal. After all, he states in his book that he loves making deals. The bigger the deal, the better. It seems that he wants to make the best deal in history. Whether you believe he will or not, well, that is for you to decide. But nonetheless, the manipulation tactics and motivation are easily understood. The quote, "There is no such thing as bad publicity," is very true when it comes to Donald Trump's campaign. He knew this, which is why he allowed the media and even the government to treat him as they did. He used those scenarios to his advantage. I believe both sides on this issue don't even understand the depth this goes. When trained, I think it is pretty obvious. Trump is a very different person on stage than he is behind the scenes. He invites chaos into his stage presence. This is no mistake. This is no stupidity. Anyone who thinks it is falling into the trap of giving it more attention than needed, which in turn gives him more publicity. And that, instead of pushing people away, makes them want to hear Trump's messaging. Like I say, go to the source when people tell you not to listen to someone. Now, this could be used for good or bad, but either way, Trump is no fool. He used this to his advantage and, well, he succeeded. He has a product to sell, and that product is himself. However, selling often seems to get a bad rap because of scams. Maybe, just maybe, he is selling a scam, but his tactics do work. But hey, let's shift gears and talk about how things could be sold for good. Sometimes you aren't even aware of the benefits of a product. Once you have the attention of the customer, you listen, really listen, to understand their needs. You find a solution to those needs based on what you are offering. And then you pair what you are offering to what they've requested from you. Usually you first have to offer 2 solutions. Show the chaos, advertise that chaos, and then upsell. You give 2 options, a good one and a better one. You lay out all of the improvements and explain why the better deal is what you need in your life to fix your issues. Honestly, the more issues your product fixes, the better. So when selling to groups, you need to listen to the biggest problem, or, well, create the illusion of the biggest problem. Trump managed to do this pretty easily by focusing on the migrant crises and World War III. He took these 2 issues and ran with them. On the other hand, the left tried using terms like Nazis and racists, but they offered too many solutions to the so-called issues you are having. They didn't stick to one clear, established solution. This made things way too complicated for the customer. Trump, however, offered just one solution: himself. He sold his security, and honestly, it made it extremely simple to sell to people. AI is another product that over time will become much easier to sell. Right now, the chaos surrounding it is AI will end the world. We've put so much attention on it, and well, now it sells. As time goes on, it'll sell even easier. Right now, people are fighting it, saying they hate it, because it's taking their jobs, like artists, for example, who are currently feeling this shift. Artists, though, will struggle harder to sell their products if they don't adapt. They'll only attract buyers motivated by buyer's remorse, and honestly, that's just not an effective strategy. The artists who succeed will be the ones who find a new way to spin their product. The best strategy? Use AI to sell their product. They'll need to advertise with a fresh strategy or even offer an entirely new product. That's the way forward. Darwin's evolution theory is, well, only those who adapt will survive. Now, when it comes to marketing, why is human art often better to buy? A good example of this is, handmade products. Even though handmade products tend to have more blemishes, like, let's say, on pottery, compared to an automation line, they carry something unique. It's the hardship, the emotional sentiment, the emotional value that was poured into them. It's kind of like this, seeing a human perform is almost always going to feel much cooler, right? For instance, a hologram of Michael Jackson will definitely sell better than, say, a no-name dancer. But if Michael Jackson himself were alive today, oh boy, he would sell way better than a hologram of him. There's just something about the uniqueness, the emotion, the experience of seeing and meeting that figure. The challenge is finding a way to market that sentiment. Now, another business that really thrives on chaos is, well, the news. This is like the core of chaos, and honestly, it's pretty obvious. Even on the calmest, most docile days, they'll dig around trying to find anything to blow out of proportion. That's just how they operate. They thrive by finding something, anything, to market the day. They sell you that the information is their product, so the solution is to know. If you don't stay informed, then you cannot make a good life. This isn't to say that all media is bad and you shouldn't listen to them. One example of why people that would use this for good is the only way to spread their message is to keep people hooked. That way, when something really is important, you are there to see it. This is why, when seeing this information marketed as chaos, stay very skeptical and use critical thinking in it. The more chaotic, the more skeptical you should be. This is why Bret Baier was considered one of the most unbiased news anchors, because he is boring. He doesn't spin things too hard. But this can also be used for a tool of marketing. Fox News can say, "We have Bret Baier, so we are more trustworthy." Chaos, then sell the comfortability. So out of all this chaos, remember, stay skeptical.